In the small, unsuspecting town of Greenwood, life was quiet and predictable. Nestled amidst rolling hills and dense forests, the town's isolation had always been its charm, a sanctuary from the chaotic outside world. But beneath the serene facade, a sinister government operation was about to unfold, forever altering the lives of its inhabitants. Operation Nexus began under the cover of night. Government scientists had developed a chemical compound laced with microscopic nanobots, each smaller than a grain of sand. These nanobots were designed to infiltrate the human brain, linking the thoughts of the population through an intricate, invisible web of interconnected cell networks. The chemicals were discreetly dispersed into the air, mixed into the water supply, and embedded in everyday products. Within days, every resident of Greenwood had unknowingly ingested or inhaled the nanobots. The initial effects were subtle, almost unnoticeable, but soon, the townspeople began to feel a strange, creeping sensation of unity, their minds tethered to an unseen force. At first, it was the minor things. Neighbors found themselves finishing each other's sentences, families dreamed the same dreams, and strangers shared inexplicable moments of déjà vu. The nanobots were working, their silent mission progressing flawlessly. As the connection strengthened, the individuality of the townspeople began to erode. Their thoughts, once private sanctuaries, were now open books, shared across a vast, collective consciousness. By the time the government fully activated the nanobot network, Greenwood had become a hive mind. The residents, though still able to perceive the world as individuals, were trapped in a collective trance. Their bodies moved in perfect synchrony, every gesture and step mirrored by hundreds of others. They were forced to toil under the blazing sun, constructing unknown structures and performing grueling labor without rest. Their voices, once free to express joy or sorrow, were now silent prisoners to the nanobots' control. The true horror, however, lay in the government's most diabolical command: to eliminate those who remained unaffected. The unaffected, those who had not yet come into contact with the chemicals, were now hunted by their own friends and family. The nanobots compelled the controlled to become executioners, their hands stained with the blood of the innocent. All the while, the controlled individuals watched helplessly through their own eyes, screaming internally against the atrocities they were forced to commit. One by one, the unaffected were cornered and eradicated. The town's collective mind buzzed with the horror of shared guilt, yet no one could break free from the invisible chains that bound them. Each night, as the moon cast an eerie glow over Greenwood, the controlled townspeople would lay down in unison, their bodies resting, but their minds ever awake, connected in a nightmarish web of shared thoughts. In their underground bunker, the architects of Operation Nexus watched with cold, clinical detachment. They monitored the town's every move, satisfied with the success of their experiment. The once vibrant town of Greenwood had become a twisted puppet show, the inhabitants mere marionettes dancing to the tune of the nanobots' relentless programming. As days turned into weeks, the line between the individual and the collective blurred further. Memories, thoughts, and dreams merged into a chaotic symphony of shared consciousness. The town of Greenwood, now a ghostly shell of its former self, stood as a chilling testament to the terrifying power of technological control. In the end, the residents of Greenwood remained prisoners within their own minds, forever bound by the nanobots' merciless grip. They lived each day in a silent scream, their bodies betraying their innermost desires, moving in unison like a single, grotesque organism. The government had achieved its goal, but at the cost of countless lives and the destruction of an entire community. Greenwood was no longer a sanctuary, but a living nightmare, a place where the whispers of individuality were drowned by the deafening roar of the collective. And so, the town that once thrived in isolation became a dark legend, a cautionary tale of the perils of unchecked technological power and the fragility of human autonomy.